Hello! How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my beginners program. So this program really is for anyone that wants to take those first steps into getting fit, getting in great shape, feeling body confident, getting a little bit leaner, or if anyone has been out for injury purposes or illness or anything like that, it's a really great way of getting back into fitness. So you'll see over the course of this week, I have 4 workouts for you. Now they are only about 20 minutes in length. I will be doing a warm up and cool down, so expect them to be around about 30 minutes, okay? Majority of them I will be doing it by time, so you can see my timer down there, so you can keep an eye on the time so you know how much longer you've got left. Also, we are using body weight only today. Now, I always encourage everyone, every single workout, to make sure they've got a chair. So I'm using a bench as my chair. You can use a sofa, table, but ideally a bench or a chair, or perhaps even an exercise step. Equipment wise, you don't really need much more than that. If you do have some light weights to start with, if you've never done any strength training, tomorrow's workout will be using weights, but tins of beans are excellent. Honestly, you'll still really feel it with tins of beans. So if that's your starting weight, absolutely fine. You'll see that you'll still have a great workout with these. Or you can use water bottles or equivalents. And then when you're ready to invest in some weights, you can pick them up pretty cheap these days. You know, even if you're starting with just 2 kg, working your way up. But strength building is a really good way of getting in incredible shape. Okay, so let's get warmed up. I just want you to flick each leg back. Just follow my lead with regards to this warm up while I chat to you what we're going to do. Anyone that's just come in and starting this workout from today, if you have a goal that is to lose weight, then I really encourage you, can't get my words out today, encourage you to make sure that you're following my nutrition plan, okay? If you want to jump on a one-to-one call with me, that's fine, just comment in the group, contact me through WhatsApp, you should have my number, everyone, or email, and book in your one-to-one. It is completely free, no obligation to do a one-to-one with me. This is the beauty of my programs, is that I make sure I'm accessible to all my members to chat to me and get hold of me when they need to. Which you don't get a lot from many of the sort of free online programs or the paid for online programs. You get me whenever you want me. But nutrition is really, so I'm just pushing my hips back, feeling that stretch coming through the back of my legs. You can't out-train a bad diet, okay? You cannot out-train a bad diet or a high-calorie diet. And lots of people make that mistake when they're starting out fitness. They think they can just do some workouts and that will get them results. But nutrition is key. You need to be eating in a calorie deficit. And that means eating less than you're burning off. And don't rely on your trackers either for how many calories you're burning. I'm going to take a nice wide stance here, just coming over into a side lunge, pushing those hips back. Never rely on your tracker. My method of losing weight is calorie counting. It's the only way. If you try any of diets, whether that's keto, Slimming World, Weight Watchers, intermittent fasting, they all work, and they all work because they put you in a calorie deficit. Once they stop working, you're not in a calorie deficit, okay? I get loads of people coming to me that have been on Slimming World. They're like, well, I did it, I was losing weight for a bit and then it stopped and I'm not losing anymore. It's because you were in a calorie deficit, you lost some weight and now you're not, okay? Really is as simple as that. The key is your behavioural change and discipline, okay? So I am here to help you track your calories through MyFitnessPal. I'll be able to see your diaries, guide you all the way through. It does seem daunting to start with, but trust me, it will get easier. And there's no excuse. I have clients in their 70s that use it and are loving it. It might have taken them a little bit while to get used to it. Just rounding for those hips, really opening out. And we're going to take a wide stance. I'm going to take my hands down to the ground and just have a little wiggle from side to side here. And then we'll reach one hand up towards the ceiling. And the other side. And rolling up. Now, anything that I'm doing today, even in this warm-up, coming down into a deep squat, rocking from side to side, if you can't do this, trust me, in a few weeks' time, you'll be feeling so much more flexible and you'll be able to do so much more than you think you can today. And then reach up, rolling up. And I'm just going to take my hands down to the ground. I'm going to walk out into a plank position and then walk back. And rolling up and back down. If you can, don't worry if you can't. Lunge one leg forward, dropping that back knee, rotating round. And back down, stepping back and step forward the other side. Just do what you can. And step back, walking back, rolling up. Give me some big arm circles here. I've got Frankie the cat that's come to join me. Now you don't need any weights today. We're just working from body weight. You do need your chair though, okay? Now we're going for 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. If you can, in those 20 seconds of rest, just march out on the spot, okay? Anyone that's here that's recovering from injury and they feel like they can, just do a little jog on the spot, okay? So we're going for 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. I'm going to show you in those 20 seconds of rest what your next exercise is, okay? And we've got 10 exercises in total and we're going to repeat for 2 rounds, okay? Make sure you've got lots of water. I'm feeling, I think I've got a little bit of hay fever this week. Do you know what? I sometimes get it and I sometimes don't. I'm just feeling it a bit now. So make sure you've got your chair at hand because we're going to do lots on our chair, okay? So we're just starting with squats to start with. Now you want to make sure that your stance position is slightly wider than your hips. Your toes are pointing out slightly and we're going to come down into a squat. Now get as deep as you can. There might be a lot of you that can only get to here and you're already feeling that burn, okay? Just think about pushing those hips back. Now, squats are a really underestimated exercise and lots of people think they're really simple. If you're dropping your chest down too low, I'll encourage you to stand next to a wall and slide your hands down the wall. That will encourage you to keep a nice straight back. You want to think chest high, okay, but hips back. Weight comes through down into your heels and coming up. Give me a little squeeze there as well if you can, okay? Then we're going to go into lunges. I'm just going to show you the first couple and then we get going, okay? But it's only because I want to show you these because I want to make sure your form is right. Now don't worry if your form is not spot on. It will not be, especially if you're a newbie, okay? Your form's not going to be great to start with. It might feel a little bit alien to you, some exercises, but trust me, over time they will come to you, okay? We're going to go for lunges, okay? Reverse lunges. I always go for reverse lunges because it's less impact on those knees. So we're going to step back and then down into our lunge. Step back, down into our lunge and step forward. Now, if your balance is off, just make sure you've got a wall or a chair or something you can hold on to. Now, the common mistakes I see in lunges is people doing this, okay? You're lunging forward, pushing that knee forward. You want to think you're stepping back and the back knee is dropping down towards the ground and you power back up. So you're really pushing the weight from your back foot to stand back in, okay? Step back, down, power back in, okay? And then we're going to use our chair. Like I said, I'm going to use the 20 seconds in between each exercise to show you the next exercise. So please march on the spot or rest completely or get into the position for the next exercise. Are you ready to get going? Let's do it. I know today is going to be a little bit longer because I've been chatting a lot, but majority of the time it'll be a few minutes warm up, a few minutes cool down, and 20 minutes of work. Okay, ready? Let's get going. We're going to go in 10 seconds. You'll be able to hear the buzzer like that, and it'll give you a 3-second countdown. Okay, so nice wide stance. We're going to push those hips back and come up. So what I'm doing here as well is I'm squeezing my glutes at the bottom and as I come up. Squeeze at the bottom and as I come up. Either keep your hands up towards your shoulders or to the back of your head, okay? This will stop you from leaning forward, okay? You want to keep your chest high and proud, okay? Nice and deep. Squeeze at the bottom and as you come up. Core stays nice and tight. Okay, we got a 20-second rest, so either march on the spot. This is the time when I'll be showing you the next exercise, okay? We're going to go for our reverse lunges next, coming up. Okay, so remember that big step back, lunge down. Try not to have feet directly behind it, a little bit further out. Let's go. Nice and deep. As you can see, my knees are coming all the way down to the ground. Don't worry if you're not there yet. Try not to drop that chest. Nice big steps back. Keep that core braced. Don't forget to breathe. I always have to remind beginners to make sure they're breathing through the exercises. Even if it means you have to do an exaggerated breath. One more. Well done. Shake out. This is where your chair comes in. So your hands are going to come to that chair. Keep your core tight. No hips up. Nice and flat. And we're going to tap one shoulder, then the other. Okay, you ready? Nice straight line. Let's go. Tap, tap. Try here to keep as still as you possibly can. You don't want too much rotation going on, okay? Nice tap. Keep that belly button in. I'm really sucking it in. Nice and still. So we're working here through the shoulders and through the abs. So you'll be feeling this through your abs as well. That's it, nice and slow. Try not to rush it. Well done. Step in. Marching out on the spot. We're going for press ups next, okay? So, a nice wide stance with your feet because it'll be slightly easier. Back to that same position and you're pressing down, okay? Ready? Let's go. Do what you can. Not expecting all of you to be able to get that low. Just do what you can. Some of you may need to come down onto your knees to do that press, which is absolutely fine. Pressing down. My chest is coming down all the way to the bench. I'm exhaling as I come out of the exercise. You can hear my breath coming out. My breath is helping me through that exercise. Step back in. Marching up and down on the spot if you can. We're going to take a seat now, okay? So, nice wide stance with those legs. Hands to here. You're going to sit and stand, okay? Ready? Try and do a nice controlled seat here. Don't just plonk yourself down. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that core in nice and tight. Five more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Take your feet in close to you. We're going for one-legged get up. Now you're probably thinking when I just did that one, what? Don't worry, you can have your foot down on the floor, okay? But all your weight wants to be in that one side. If you need to, place your hands down to help you up. Let's go. But what I want you to concentrate on here is trying not to fall down, and your weight, my weight, I'm using my right leg first, my left heel is down, so all the weight's coming through that right side. If you need to use your hands to help you up, that is fine too. What I need you to do is make some notes at the end of the session, okay? So make some notes, workout 1, I had to put both hands down when I was doing a get up, and I really struggled with these, okay? So it's always a really good one to make sure, because then when you come back at a later date, you can see how much you've improved. And honestly, in no time, you'll be smashing it with your leg up. Okay, you ready to go the other side? I'm just placing one heel up. Ready? Let's go. That's it, don't plonk yourself down. Try and keep those hands here if you can. We're really getting those quads going here. So today we are really working full body. I'll talk you through the muscle groups that we're using in the next round. 10 seconds here. Well done. Oh, shake out. We've got deadlifts. Okay, this is a really good one for you to practice. So what I want you to do is you're just going to take one step back here, okay? Hands to the back of your head, and you're going to drop through, okay? I need you to concentrate on your back being nice and straight. You can see I'm coming down to parallel to the ground. And what I'm doing here is I'm pushing my hips back. I've got a slight bend in this standing leg. The other one is just there for support, and I'm pushing my hips away from me. I'm hip hinging from the hips. If it feels more comfortable, place your hands on your hips. You're really feeling this working through the back of the legs. Deadlifts are always a really hard one to master. I see a lot of people just rounding through, coming down like this. No, we don't want that. Okay, step back the other side, just one toe. As we progress up, we're going to be going into a deadlift like that, but not yet, don't worry. Okay, one toe back, ready to hip hinge the other side, so slight bend in that knee. I'm pushing my hips back, okay? So when we're doing a deadlift, what I need you to think about is those hips going to the back of the room, or imagine you're standing just away from a wall, you're trying to push your bum to hitting a button on the back wall, okay? So you're really pushing back, slight bend in that knee, and your back stays straight. If you need to, cross your arms over behind you. This will encourage you to keep a nice straight back. And shake out. We're coming down now into a plank position, okay? So elbows come down to the ground. We're going to step our feet back and we're going to come into a plank position. If you need to here, start with your knees, okay? Are you ready to lift up, or feel free to stay here? Coming up into your plank position, you want to think hips down, not up here, okay? We want to go down. That will work more for your shoulders. We want to work through the core. suck that belly button in. Just think belly button in towards spine. It's like I'm doing, if you look at my back position here, it's like I'm doing a pelvic tilt. I'm tilting my pelvis under. Imagine those tightening and tight pair of jeans, tucking it under. That's where you really feel it. If you need to, drop to your knees, but stay in that tension. A nice flat back rather than an arch. Well done. We're going to come back up now. Take a drink. We're repeating that circuit. And I'm going to be talking through a little pointers for you, as well as what muscles we're working. Okay, nice wide stance. We're coming into our squats. Hands to here. Push those hips back, coming out of the squat. So with squats, you get loads of different styles of squats. You get narrow squats, sumo squats, standard squats, split squats, all sorts, okay? Which we will eventually be doing all of them throughout this program. But I want you to make sure you're just doing a standard squat here. You're pushing those hips back. If you struggle and you can't keep that back straight, stand next to your wall, because it really, or even put your arms up here, it really encourages you to keep that chest up. And we're working through the glutes, through the quads, through the adductors, and through the hamstrings, and through the calves, working everywhere. And every single exercise, you're also working through your abs. Keep them in tight. Don't, if I just like, ooh, look, like sucking it in. Brace that core. We're coming into a lunge. So big steps back, drop your back knee. Step back, back knee comes down and steps back in. Lunge back, step down, back in. You get loads of different variations of lunges. So I just want you to concentrate on this lunge for now. But for instance, if we were to drop our chest nice and low, you're working through your glutes a lot more. But this way, we're working everywhere. For our glutes, our hamstrings, our quads, everywhere, okay? But you get lots of different lunges. Narrow stance, wide stance. Keeping that core in always. Keeping that chest up nice and high. Well done. Shake those legs out. We're going for our shoulder taps. Okay, so here, I just need you to concentrate on keeping that belly in, okay? The wider your feet are, the easier it will be. Tap. So here, you're really feeling that through your core. Unless your bum's up here, you won't feel it so much. But you want to drop those hips down. So you're in a nice straight line from shoulders through to ankles. And we're really working through the abs here, but also through the arms and through the shoulders. And throughout all of the exercises that we do, I want you to really think about your head position. I know that sounds strange, but I see lots of people, they're looking up over here, okay? You want to have a nice straight line for your back. It's a bit like when people do squats. They do that. Or deadlifts. Okay? Really affects your form in exercises. So think of that orange underneath your chin. You're holding it there. We're going for our press-ups now. The wider stance you have, the easier it will be. Pressing down, getting as low as you can. Don't worry if you can't go too far. And please do not worry if you're doing it by a wall, on a wall, or you're on your knees. And if you exhale as you come out of the press-up, it makes it slightly easier. You're using your breath to get you out of the exercise. Now here, press-ups are a really good one. People assume press-ups, that means you're working for your chest, but we're working for our chest, for our arms, for our abs, for our back, everywhere. Well done. Whew. We're going for our get-ups now. So, double to start with. Many of you will be getting up by using your hands, but please try and push yourself and get up this way. More advanced, if you're thinking, actually, I find this really easy. Take your hands overhead, okay? Literally overhead and stand and sit. Makes it so much harder. There's always exercises you can make easier or harder. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Suck that belly button in. Three, two, one. We're going for our one-legged get-ups. Again, please do not feel disheartened if you can't do this and you need to use your chair, your hands as a support. Just do what you can. Eventually you will get to a position. I have so many people that joined me as beginners. They were like, no chance can I do a get-up like that. And yet they can, plus holding weights. So we're doing a unilateral move here. So when we did lunges, okay, that's unilateral, as in we're working both sides independently. So this is working through my right side at the moment. When we do the deadlifts, we're working independently, unilateral, one side then the other. And then you get bilateral, so working both sides, okay, like your squats. Now the good thing about working unilaterally, especially as a beginner, many of us have different have imbalances, okay? So we might have a stronger side than the other, or you're always carrying your shopping bags or your handbag on one side. It can cause quite a lot of imbalance for your body. So working unilateral, it just encourages you to make sure you're working evenly throughout one side. This is why often, for instance, this exercise, you might find it actually quite easy one side, yet really hard the other. And that will just be because you're stronger in one side, and we need to correct that. So it's really good to do an element of unilateral moves throughout your workouts as well. I'm not pushing any weight through this heel that's here, okay? I'm using my left leg to power up, and I'm controlling myself down, okay? Well done. We're going for our one-legged deadlifts. Remember to have your hands here if you feel like you're rounding. You might want to go to a mirror, okay, not necessarily now, but afterwards, and just see if you are keeping a nice straight back, okay? Push those hips back. Deadlifts are, by the way, the get-ups, obviously I said about you working unilateral, but we're working all the way through the lower body, but the core as well, because we're stabilising from doing that one-legged get-up, so you're getting to work through the obliques. Here, we're predominantly working through the back and the hamstrings, okay? So you get lots of different deadlifts. You get RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, and you get normal deadlifts. So this is an RDL, okay, one-legged RDL. And it's really good way of strengthening through your back and strengthening through those hamstrings. Okay, shake out, ready to go the other side. Remember to push those hips back. And don't step back too far. You don't want to be here because you're not going to be able to get that movement right. Okay, so just foot here, push those hips back, back nice and straight. Let's go. And remember your head position. Think of that orange underneath your chin. What we don't want is this to happen. You're looking up because it just changes the whole position of your back. Don't forget to breathe. Nearly there. And then we just got our plank and we are done. Three, two, one. Shake those legs out, coming down into the ground. So, obviously really working through the core in the plank. Plank is a great exercise. So, and even really advanced people, they do planks with the correct breathing technique. You can find them really difficult. Take a step back. Many of you will be here for now. Make sure you write that down afterwards, that you had to do your plank on your knees. Suck that belly button in. Again, do this in a mirror or get someone to tell you whether you're straight rather than your bum up in the air. Suck that belly button under. Push those fists through the ground so you take the pressure off of your shoulders, and you want your shoulders to be directly underneath your elbows rather than here, okay? We don't want to be out here. That's just a different form of plank, so you're working much more through your core. It becomes a little bit harder. Tuck that belly button in. 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Well done. We are done. Just drop through your hips. I'm going to take my hands to here and lifting up. Big breaths. We've got a great set of workouts this week. So we'll be working through our weights tomorrow, where you need your tins of beans, okay? And I'm just going to rotate to one side. And then we've got a little bit of boxing. And then we've got a core and glutes workout as well to finish off the week. And the other side. Lots of people, they think, especially beginners, they think, if I do loads of ab crunches and loads of ab works and I want to jump on the ab workouts and stuff, they're going to get a six-pack or a flat stomach. Honestly, no amount of ab workouts. If I never did one, I've got a six-pack underneath my layers of fat, by the way, which I'm hoping to lose over the next few weeks, and I will veil my six-pack again. They didn't go anywhere. It wasn't because I stopped doing certain exercises. It's really because it's underneath a layer of fat. And I would have a six-pack regardless if I never ever did another ab exercise ever again, because you're working through your abs, and you can overwork your abs. You can overwork any muscle. And rolling up into an all-four position, dropping, arching through your back. You're going to take a big deep breath in and rounding up. Suck that belly button in. We're really rounding through my upper back here, pushing my hands through the ground so I feel that nice stretch coming through my back. And then I'm going to take one hand through and come down so I feel that nice stretch on my shoulder. And coming back up, and the other side, dropping through. So I did say that we've overrun the 30-minute mark today, but only because I'm chatting a lot. Those chats over time will get a little bit less as you know what you're doing. And I'm going to take one step forward into a lunge position. I'm just going to push through my hips forward. And then I'm going to take this hand up. So my left leg is forward, my right hand comes over. So the opposite way if you've lunged forward, the other side. That nice stretch that's coming down through your hip flexor. And the other side. And reaching over. And coming back to your all-four position, coming up into this position, walk your feet in towards your hands, lower your body down, let your body just hang, soft through those knees. I'm going to take my fingertips underneath my feet and I'm pulling up. So I'm rounding through my spine, pulling up, feeling that nice stretch coming through my back, and I'm just going to pull one side a little bit more than the other. And rolling back up. I'm going to take a seat and take one foot over my knee, and I'm going to lean forward, feel that nice stretch on my glutes. So make sure you grab a notepad and just write down the exercises. So hopefully you've remembered them. You're definitely going to remember the ones that you struggled with for sure. So just write down the ones, workout one, and the ones that you probably would have struggled with. It could be the shoulder taps, you couldn't keep your hips down in a nice straight line. It could be the press ups, you had to come down to your knees. It may well be the lunges, you couldn't get very deep in the lunges. The get ups, you had to use your hands to help you up. Deadlifts, need some work, need to get in front of a mirror to check. And plank you did on your knees, that type of thing. So I want you to make sure you're writing it down so you think there was a little flicker on and off then. Slight bend in that knee, push those hips back, feel a nice stretch coming down, back of your hamstrings. Hopefully I didn't lose you, I think there was a little break then. And the other side, pushing those hips back, slight bend in the knee. And taking one hand across, pulling that in, feel that nice stretch coming through your shoulders. And opening out, and the other side, pulling in. Now, a lot of you may well ache a lot, okay, tomorrow. Really good one. Make sure you're getting your protein in. It really will help with the muscle ache. Also, sleep, really important to help repair those muscles. Anyone that is feeling really sore tomorrow, get up and move, okay? That's the best thing. Your muscles will seize up when you're resting. So keep moving. And obviously, if you can, try and get your 10K steps in every day alongside these workouts. And yeah, just keep going. You're gonna ache for probably a couple of weeks whilst you're getting into the exercises. So I often find when I'm really aching, about 5 minutes into the exercise is actually, okay, this is a little bit easier. So yeah, just stick with it. Any questions you do have, let me know. Please remember, if you're not understanding all the nutrition, you don't have time to read it all, jump on a quick video call with me on WhatsApp. Honestly, I can just take up 10 minutes of your time and it really does help, okay? So anyway, I will catch you soon. Hope you enjoyed that. Comment and let me know how you got on, and I will see you all soon. Bye.